We are back, okay, on the eve of the USA-Panama game. We're here to recap what we saw on Thursday. USMNT finally back. Game against Wales, okay? Let me just kickstart it like this. Let's talk about Wales really, really quick for context. I think it's important. Everybody understands. Wales is not a superpower. Wales is a minnow in Europe. Nobody knows who they are. Yeah, it's a little portion there in the Great Britain, okay? But they have nothing. We know they have Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale was in the suite watching the Masters, okay? They put out their scrubs, okay? Good players that play at a high level, but yet it was their B team. Today, Wales played in a meaningful game in the Nations League. They made 10 changes. All 10 field players were new. The only one that was remaining from the U.S. game was the goalkeeper, okay? So now that we know, I think something very important to dispute, because the narrative, the storyline was we were so good, we bossed the game, we have a midfield that's incredible, we're going to boss it for the next 15 years with Eunice and Weston and Tyler. Guys, Wales doesn't want possession. I think in their last 10 games, I read something that they've only won the possession battle once against Bulgaria, and it was 51-49. Okay? It's not a team that wants to boss you and own the game and dictate. No. So there was nothing special about the performance. All right? Let's talk about the collective. All right? Because there are some good things. Let's start off with a good. Youth. Youth was served. A lot of people have been clamoring and demanding that we should try all these new guys, out with the old, in with the new guard. They're in good environments. It's a European roster. There were 6 debuts. Not very normal to have 6 debuts on a national team FIFA date against a European opponent. It's a good thing. Okay, the average age was 22 years and some odd months. Fantastic. The debutants, I think everybody knows who they were. Okay, I don't have to list them. Yeah, Gio, Eunice, Conrad, Owen Otasawi. Who else came in off the bench? Nico Giacchini and Johnny Cardoso. Okay, youthful guys played. Uli came on the last 20 minutes. Second cap. Youthful team. Guys with very little first team experience. Okay. So that was good. The intent. By the intent, I mean we wanted to control the game. That's what we set out to do. In years past, we didn't have a team that could string passes together and put you in your own half. Didn't matter who we were playing. We could have been playing St. Vincent and the Grenadines and we looked like shit. Okay? We had good intent. We had control of the game. We were able to repress because that's what we wanted to do. When you have control, guys, when you have everybody, 10 bodies, 10 field players in the opponent's half, it's very easy upon loss of possession to repress. You have to run 10, 15, 20 meters or yards instead of 30, 40, 50, and when you're spread like this. If you want that intent and you have control, you can do such a thing. And they showed good moments. We created a little bit of offense out of our defense, out of our repress, right? The opportunity that Conrad scuffed was off our repress. So there were good signs, guys. I was pleasantly surprised in certain attributes, okay? Chances created. Let's talk about that. Real chances. How many that you could think of? And let's not blame that we didn't create chances because we had a false 9. That's going to be the next narrative we talk about. Okay? We didn't create chances because we had destroyers on the field. We didn't have creative players. Yes, would it have been better if Christian Pulisic was there? 1,000%. Okay? It would have been better. Yes, would it have been better if maybe there's a real 9? Probably. 1,000%. Okay? Easy to say after the fact. In the game itself, we can speculate now. Why the hell did we have a false 9? Everybody's going crazy, killing Leggett, killing Berhalter. I don't know the reality, but I can speculate and say that maybe Berhalter and his staff evaluated the 9s in camp. Nico Giacchini and Sebastian Soto, and they compared them to Sargent or Josie or whoever the real 9s are going to be for a national team. And they're like, nah, these guys aren't up to the level. We've seen them train. I don't see it. Maybe they're not match fit. I know Soto's probably not match fit to play a full 90. So I don't know the reason behind it. That could be one reason. Another reason could be, hey, I want to play Weston and Tyler. And I want to play Eunice because we want to recruit him. We want to keep Eunice here. And I want to play Sebi because Sebi's a guy that we flew in and he's from the MLS and he's got experience and he knows how we want to play. So you can't fit all of it. And I want to play Gio. You can't fit all the pieces. You got to play with a false 9. Poor Sebi got thrown into that bus. And listen, I've already told you what Sebi is and if Sebi isn't. He's a connector. He's a simple player. Possession, 15, 10-yard passes. can't break a line, can't kill you off the dribble, can't kill you with the final ball, can't finish a final ball. So he was set up to maybe overload the midfield and have a little bit more possession and boss the game. But we all know, okay, when you're playing with a false nine, it's to overload the midfield, to create numerical superiority, but you got to have guys, and we've heard the narrative now from the coach, from Greg, from Weston. You know, I was telling the guys we have to have runners, people have to make the runs in behind, and now we look at Gio and we look at Conrad, and those guys, that's not in their skill set. It's not in their game. They've only had 2 sessions. It's true. But when you see Conrad play, and I've seen him play for a decade, Conrad's someone that plays on the line. He wants it on the line. He wants it at feet. He wants to make a difference. He wants to take you off the dribble and then cross. That's what Conrad does. He's not great in combination play. He's definitely not great in his movement off the ball. Gio's the same. Gio wants the ball at his feet. People are griping about it. That's Gio Reyna, guys. He is a creative player, but he's not going to go running behind. So we had no runners, okay? The only runners was Weston always running, okay? Anthony Robinson or Serginho Dest running the channels, and that was it. So it was a failed experiment, okay? The false nine didn't work. That's the collective view, okay, guys? But you can't take too much from this game because there were so many debutants. There was so much little time to work. So the few things that were supposedly worked on, the intent looked good. Control the game and repress. All right? Let's talk the individuals, okay? Because I always urge you guys to get the spotlight out and watch the players. And here's a perfect chance to see a lot of guys, okay? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to give you my point of view. I'm going to play devil's advocate sometimes because there's narratives out there about who played good and who didn't. And then we can agree to disagree, all right? Let's take it one by one. So, John Brooks. I did an episode on him. I told you what John Brooks is. Clean on the ball, our best passer, best center back, lock starter for Qatar, and he showed well, okay? Showed well in a very easy game where he was not put under any duress or high press. And it was easy for John Brooks. Hit a couple pings, couple diagonals, made plays, couple entry passes. He was comfortable, no problem. On the defensive side, had a couple duels he won, a couple duels he lost with the big forward from the Welsh national team. All good John Brooks, okay? If you haven't watched, you can tune in and watch the episode that I did on John Brooks. I think it was the first episode of this USMNT series. Serginho Dest, okay? Was he stellar? No, he was okay. He showed flashes. He did his thing. He dribbled. He showed confidence. He got forward. He played right back where I said he should be playing. All good, Serginho Dest. He'll get better. He'll continue to develop, continue to progress. He is the right profile for a 2. No issues with Serginho Dest. Tyler Adams. I just did the episode. I told you what we need from Tyler. Destroy. Position yourself in a good thing. Do the dirty work for the team. Win the ball. Be a connector. That's it. Yeah, he missed a couple errant passes when he tried to ping balls. That's not Tyler's skill set. I told you it wasn't. So Tyler is who he needed to be. I'm happy with Tyler. He got 70 minutes. Finally injury-free. We got to see Tyler Adams. Anthony Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to tell you I told you so. Okay, yeah, I am here to tell you I told you so. Guys, I mean, I don't know what else to say to be politically correct and nice about it, okay? He's shocking. He's shocking. He doesn't belong on our USMNT. I love it. Anthony Robinson, feel-good story. I mean, he had 5 USMNT caps, hasn't been called in for a long time, had his health procedure after having a failed medical at Milan, heart stuff, was great at Wigan, got his transfer to Fulham. Thank God he's healthy, he's back on the field. He's starting now in the Premiership at Fulham. But none of that shit matters, okay? When I told you, and I was very clear, that Anthony Robinson is not the answer, he's not the answer. Pedigree means nothing to me, okay? I have a very clear vision of what a player needs to be for a USMNT to graduate, and Anthony Robinson is just not that guy, okay? It was in full display the other day. I don't care about any excuses I read, Anthony Robinson would have been better suited if Christian Pulisic was in the lineup. No, he won't. His skill set is his skill set. He is terrible. He is not, there's no feel good for me. He's a feel good story because he's overcome so much, but so has everybody else. Every player has a story on a roster, okay? He is just not good enough for our USMNT, and it is not a joy. It is not a feel good story when I have to tune in and watch this guy play soccer, okay? It's mechanical. He's wooden. He's stiff. It's over, please. I want to think Greg Berhalter Just wanted to show everybody again, because he's had him in camp, and he whacked him from the Gold Cup roster, and he never brought him back. Maybe Greg's like, all right, guys, I hear it, I see it, all this demand. He's in the Premier League, he's a left back, Milan won. Let's bring him in. And he put him in just for banter. He put him in for banter, put him in for you guys to all see. And now everybody kind of saw the light. Anthony Robinson, goodbye. Thank you very much for your service. You got 6 caps in your senior career. I hope you have a fantastic club career, okay? There it is. I told you so. Next guy, who do we talk about? Let's talk about Weston, okay? Because people are saying that, Brian, you were wrong about Weston. You're a Weston hater. You don't know. That whole narrative, okay? Weston was man of the match. He was awarded by U.S. Soccer votes or whatever, the man of the match, okay? Weston was the same thing he's always been, okay? He was not spectacular like the bag of goods that I'm reading or being sold. He was not crazy good. He was not bossing the game. He was running all over the place. He won his duels. He got stuck in, made some plays. That's it. I'll tell you my perspective, devil's advocate, get a different side of the coin, okay? Weston McKennie had 13 bad-looking turnovers. For the 2 or 3 or 4 good plays he made, because he did make 2 or 3 good plays where he changed the point of attack, where he spun a guy on the sideline and drove into the attack and then played a ball wide. He did Weston McKennie type things, okay? But how can I say this nicely? It's interesting because we don't know. We, all the casual fans, all the people that follow the USMNT, 99.9% of us, the millions across the country that, are national team coaches with our opinions. We don't know what was asked of Weston McKennie with his role on our USMNT. It's very difficult to assess because he's everywhere, guys. He's pulling out to the left channel to help in the build out. He's making channel runs up the right wing all over the place. He's in the box. But I can assure you this, okay? Because we put so much emphasis and hype and all these things, now he's at Juventus. This guy, we gave him an inch, and now he's taken it into a mile. He kind of took the piss, in my opinion, okay? Because Weston's skill set and Weston's job on the field is definitely not to think he is Robinho or Danielson and run and do 8 step overs on the right channel. His job on the field is not to think he's Neymar and 360 himself out of bounds. His job is not to think he's Neymar and do a sombrerito and turn it over. His job is not to think he's Iniesta and want to croqueta his way out of everything. That's not his skill set, guys. That's just crazy to me that he had this performance, which everybody's applauding, and I thought it was just a typical Weston McKennie performance. Not great, not bad, hustle, and that's it. Okay? The thing that concerns me the most now with Weston is he puts his teammates in situations where they cannot play their own football. Okay, so Eunice and Tyler Adams, his pairing in the middle on Thursday night. Those guys, in my opinion, were probably worried about what holes do I need to plug? Where's Weston? He's over there on the right, he's on the left. Where do I need to be? And they start worrying, and that starts wearing on a player's mind is, how do I put out a fire instead of focusing my attention on how can I be serviceable to the team? So bottom line, was Weston doing all this fancy showboating stuff that people are applauding and saying, oh, we showed swagger, we showed confidence, but it was never at the disposal of the team, okay? None of the stuff he did was to help the team. It was just a flash thing. And then you see the videos and social media, and he's having a good time in session, and he's doing Ronaldinho stuff. Weston is not Ronaldinho, guys. He is a destroyer, okay? He is an N'Golo Kante, a Casemiro type like that. I did kind of like glimpses of things I saw. I used to kind of make fun of people, say, oh, he's like Arturo Vidal. He's not Arturo Vidal, but maybe the coach is asking him to be Arturo Vidal and just go everywhere and run everywhere, and the team will cover the holes accordingly, okay? For context, because I always want to give context. These things that Weston did in this game against Wales, when he's taking the piss and doing 360s and Robinho and step overs and flicks, would he do that at Juventus? I don't think so. I think he would get absolutely annihilated and crushed, and he would never see the field again. Okay? So Weston needs to be Weston McKennie. He needs to be himself. He needs to destroy. He needs to put himself at the service of the team and stop with all these other antics. And that's not me hating on Weston. This is me being real, because we had a trivet of strong physical midfielders against a team that just sat, And we did not boss the game. We didn't create anything. We didn't score goals. We weren't dangerous. We had one shot on goal. So Weston McKennie is what I said he was. He is not magically transformed in 1 month at Juventus. He will get better. He will get better. But I want a more responsible Weston. Okay, I want to rest him with a defined role on our team. If he's going to be that guy that's going to be the box-to-box guy, he can't be doing what he was doing the other day. All right? Great that he's a great teammate off the field, that he has great energy for the group. Fantastic. I want him on my team too. Maybe if I was the coach, I would think completely differently. I'd say it's Weston plus 10. But I'm just giving you what happened against Wales. Tell me I'm wrong. I wish, guys, people always ask me, Brian, hey, your videos are great, but can you do some video? I wish I could do video, because if I could do video, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I wish I could do a clip a la Dave Chappelle. Do a clip and be like, watch this. And you guys can watch the clip of the 13 disastrous moments that he had, and then tell me that it was an incredible Weston McKennie performance. He's progressing so well at Juventus. It's not the case. Okay? Let's get back on track. Weston McKennie was Weston McKennie. He was average. He wasn't great. He wasn't bad. He was Weston McKennie. All right? Let's talk about Matt Miazga. I thought he was correct. I thought he was very good passing the ball. I thought he was okay in his duels. Yeah, he got caught out once. He had to make a foul, tactical foul, take a yellow. He was okay. We'll get to what I want to see. I want to see Chris Richards. But Miazga was fine. We haven't seen Miazga in a long time. Eunice. This is a bright spot for me, okay? Was he spectacular? No. But he was smooth. He was smooth. He was reminiscent of Ryan Gravenberch, the O2 guy that plays at Ajax and the Dutch national team. He's smooth that way. Kind of smoothness like you see in Pogba. It's not forced. He receives and he caresses the ball and he drives by you and he's silky smooth. Is he a match winner? No. Is he gonna, pick your team apart and put a final ball? No. But I liked him. I liked him maybe as an 8 as opposed to Weston McKennie because he also was good on the defensive side. Very happy about Eunice. I'm hoping it's a real thing that we can secure his services because he will add a different dimension, something that we don't have in central midfield. And I've always seen him play wide. I was expecting to see him play wide. Maybe what Greg had to do or the staff had to do, since he feels like he's a central player, is promise him he'd play centrally. And we have a chance at him. So let's continue to track Eunice. I'm excited to see more of him, but he was nice. Conrad de la Fuente. Conrad was not good, guys. Okay? He had his moment of glory. If he would have buried that, we'd all be saying Conrad, fantastic, Barcelona, incredible performance, match winner on his debut, composure. Listen, he's had an incredible preseason at Barcelona. I know from firsthand knowledge, not me, I wasn't there, but good secondhand knowledge that Ronald Koeman really rates him, really values him. He did incredible in preseason, and he's probably going to get a look or two this season. So good for Conrad. In terms of the skill set he brings to the table, he was not the guy to make runs in behind. That's not what he brings to the table. He's a guy that likes to play on the wing, unbalanced you, take you off the dribble. Conrad just wasn't the guy this first game, okay? We'll continue to see him. I'm sure we will with the U23s or the U20s, maybe even the senior team. Conrad, not a good performance. Sebastian Lletget. Everybody's murdering Lletget. I've already given you my perspective, okay? He was put in a position that's not his position. That's always difficult, especially at the international level. I don't think he's an international level midfielder. I've told you he has limitations. He's a connector. He's a simple player. He doesn't make big mistakes. He's a good possession player. And I guess he's a good leader, a locker room guy to be around. So I don't mind Sebastian Lletget, but he's not the false 9. He's not the 10 for this national team. He's not special. Nothing sets him apart. So, yeah, he didn't have a great outing, but he wasn't terrible like everybody's saying. He connected. He wasn't a disaster. His runs in the box weren't the best. It is what it is, okay? Sebi Lletget hopefully sits out the Panama game, and maybe we'll get to see him in the January camp. And Gio Reyna, okay? Gio Reyna, I've kind of given you guys a preview. I think he's a great player. I think he's got a bright future, but he wasn't very good, okay? He was not very good. In the sense that turnovers galore. It wasn't very good in that the role that he was supposed to fill and make runs off the ball. That's just not him. He was sloppy. Let's just call it how it is. If anybody else played like Gio, there'd be massive critics. If it was Christian Roldan that played like Gio, he'd be getting crucified. If Richie Ledesma would have debuted and played like Gio did, it'd been like, nah, he's not ready. He's not the business. But we give Gio a little bit more credit because of what he's done at his club. It's different. Okay, club and country is different. I told you, he's going to look the different player. He's not going to look the same without Marco Reus and Haaland and Sancho and Guerreiro and Witzel and Brandt and all Hazard and all these guys that he's surrounded with. And it's going to take time, guys. The reality is, yes, there's only 2 sessions. The reality is, yes, it's a new group. Yes, it's a young group. Yes, we're mission Christian. We can write every excuse in the book. But let's be real, okay? Because the narrative would be very different if it was a different player. If it was Richie Ledesma that played like Weston, it wouldn't have been a man of the match performance. It would have been like, hell, man, you saw Richie lost 13 balls. He was trying fancy stuff that would just roll out of bounds. So let's be a little bit more thorough and more fair when we judge everybody, okay? More even, I would say. Yeah, I think that's the players. I mean, the guys that come off the bench, they barely played. Johnny barely played. Johnny's a player for the future. He's still timid. He's not there. He's nervous. We didn't get to see much of Johnny. The game changes, guys. Minute 70, subs on both teams. It opens up. It's a disaster. There's not much to judge from Timo's performance, Uli's performance, Nico's performance, Owen's performance. There's nothing to judge. Okay? In general, guys, there were bright spots like I suggested. Within the collective work, within the pressing moments, within trying to have control of the game, but we got a long way to go. The good thing is we got a game, and we're hours away. If you're watching this now, it's coming. We're on the eve of it. Lineup. I told you guys what I expected to see or what I wanted to see. What BK Brian Kleiban wants to see. Stefan in goal again, which we don't talk Stefan. I don't talk about goalkeepers. Stefan was fine. Let's do the back row. I want to see Serginho Dest and Reggie Cannon as outside backs. I would probably leave Serginho on the right and put Reggie on the left, but I don't know. Either way is fine with me. Anyone can play left back tomorrow. Richie Ledesma, Owen Otasawi. I don't know. Ethan Horvath can play left back tomorrow. Anybody, okay? Center back pairing, John Brooks and Chris Richards. At the 6, Tyler Adams again. The 8 and 10, I would love to see Eunice at the 8 and Richie at the 10. Wide, probably because of the credit, go with Gio again. Wide left, go with Uli. Runs in behind, spotlight that, because that's something that's missing in this team the other day. And if there's anybody that's a specialist at running in behind, it's Uli. And then at the 9, a real 9. Nico, Sebastian Soto, whoever, okay? What we'll probably see, I'm expecting to see the back line that I just suggested. Richards, I think the staff will do the same thing. In midfield, I have no idea. I'm assuming we're going to see Weston and not Richie. That'll probably be the only change compared to what I want to see. And up top, who knows? Whether we get Timo Weah wide, whether we get Uli wide, whether we get Conrad again wide. I'm pretty sure Greg suggested today that we're going to play with a 9, so we'll probably play with a 9. Just no more false 9, huh? No more false 9. Listen, with the player pool that we have at our disposal in this camp, it just doesn't work, guys. The false 9, it's a novel idea. When Messi played the false 9, they had slashers. The wingers were Pedrito, and the winger was David Villa. It was Alexis Sanchez. It was guys that run in behind. The guys passing the ball were Cesc Fabregas, Iniesta, Xavi, Dani Alves. Our guys aren't lock pickers. Our guys aren't creative. We don't have the guys to pass the ball, and we didn't have the runners. So it was a formula recipe for disaster. Tomorrow, it goes away. We go to a standard 4-3-3. And guys, just get the spotlight out again. Look at the collective. Are we accomplishing some of the things that we said we were going to? This is a CONCACAF opponent, okay? We'll see the context. We'll see what kind of team Panama rolls out. It's not a world power. We should boss the game. We should dominate. We should dictate. Are we going to create chances? Because, guys, that's what modern day football is all about. That's what we want to become. Graduate to the next level, be an elite team that goes at you and creates 10, 15, 20 chances a game. And it's not, one shot in 90 minutes and we're all here applauding. No, let's go after these guys. Let's be creative. Let's put more creatives on the field. Let's spotlight the individuals because we have a young crop out there. I'm sure there'll be more debuts. And let's be objective. Let's be fair, all right? Hey, I'm not saying be nice. Be honest. Be real. You don't have to listen to me. You don't take my word for it. Make your own conclusions, okay? You don't have to listen to the narrative that we're getting on Fox Sports 1 either, all right? Guys, I'm enjoying this. I cannot wait till our national team lines it up again. National anthem comes on. We're hours away. I hope you guys enjoy. Hey, come at me. I'm waiting. Anthony Robinson. Weston McKennie. Guys, things to be excited about. The future is definitely looking a lot better. And there were bright spots. So let's check it out tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoy.